Well, I've tried this like 5 times, and I'm technologically retarded. I guess I'm supposed to say special. But anyway, here we go. Okay, bear with me now. Um, you know, colored folks are kind of funny. Now, I know I've lost half the audience and I need to take these glasses off because they got to shine. But, it just occurs to me, and I know you think I'm a bigot, but you're about to find out I'm not. It just occurs to me that it's very strange that black folks, I don't use the hyphens for anybody, Polish, Italian, African American, I just don't do that. It's very strange that people would be offended by being called colored people and yet be proud and want to be called people of color. Seems a lot to me. And the last time I checked, I don't recall there being a national association for the advancement of African Americans. So you folks at the NAACP better change that name. It's offensive. Now, I said they're funny. I don't mean that as an insult. It's just I live in New Orleans and we've got some funny people here. We've got a lot of black folk, and they're fun. I mean, if you don't think what I said was funny, think about this. We used to have a lot of family businesses here, but they got Walmarted. We used to have Katz and Bestoff. That was the Jewish drugstore chain. See, I can say Jewish because I'm Jewish. And see, I grew up with Don Rickles, and that was a time when we made fun of everybody. And he's still doing it. He's 92. And Robin Williams does it. Chris Rock does it. Why is everybody else so uptight? That's the point of this whole video, really. That and Bill O'Reilly. I'm going to get to you in a minute, Bill. Anyway, there was also a furniture store here, family furniture store. Of course, they were Jewish. And I can't say their name because I know them and I don't think they won't be in this video. But they actually had a customer. I don't know if she's still alive, but they actually had a customer whose name was, I'm not making this up now, Formica Dinette. If you don't think that's funny, turn this off right now and really go get a red, yellow, or green pill because you need it, and down it with some goose or some bourbon or whatever. They also had a male customer, and his name was, listen careful, Nasmo King. If you didn't catch that, that would be no smoking. Where Nasmo was named after a sign. Now, I started looking into the sign thing and thinking about it, and it occurred to me that, well, if Nasmo got named after a sign, he can't be the only one, right? And so it occurs to me that maybe somewhere in America there is a proud, handsome, intelligent, young, accomplished black teenage, well, I guess he would be a boy would be a man yet, young adult, whose name is Exit Nathaniel Washington. Now, I thought that was funny until I mentioned that I was going to do this video to somebody the other day, and they told me that there's a young black girl in New Orleans whose name is Exita. So, hey, go figure. I think it's funny. I ran it by 3 black fellows I walk with in the park today. I'm the only one over there who walks with, people of color. And so they approved it for this video. Moving along, I think that the Arab Spring is an interesting thing going on in this country right now because, when that happened that day, everybody was going like boo-ha. All the mainstream networks were celebrating. They were getting tingles up their spine, like Chris Matthews did when he thought about Obama. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is not good. This is not going to turn out well. And now if you think about it, Arab Spring sounds like what? A deodorant. And what do you do with a deodorant? Well, you You spray it on stuff that stinks. And it looks like I must have been like a soothsayer, because now we have Gaddafi killing his people. We have Assad killing his people in Syria. Gaddafi in Libya. Egypt is very unstable. And there's a serious risk that we may have a serious, perhaps even nuclear war in the Middle East because of this great Arab Spring. And our president, and I say our president, now, I didn't vote for President Obama, but in spite of the fact that many of you probably think I'm some sort of psychotic, right-wing, kooky, racist, my voting record is Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Gore, and McCain. So that brings me to Bill for a minute. Let's get off the Arab Spring for a minute. Bill, you say you're an independent. Now, I watch you every night, and I'm a big fan of yours because I think you're right about 88.67% of the time. And you've become the most popular, the most respected journalist in all of America. He's done that. For those of you on the left wing who don't watch him ever and don't really know anything about him, he's been tagging to the center for like 3 years now. And he's been the biggest defender of Obama you can imagine. I mean, he argues with Dick Morris, who's so smarmy, I just can't stand it. He knows some stuff, but he's smart. I mean, he's got a beef with the Clintons. He's a fake Republican. And Karl Rove, who, although those of you who subscribe to the Huffington Post or the MoveOn.org League and the George Soros folks out there, and Bill Maher and all you other left-wing haters, the right wing has their haters too now. I think Ann Coulter and Matt Drudge should get 40 lashes each. Limbaugh is just an entertainer. He's in there for the money. Don't take him seriously. Beck, well, Glenn buys a lot of gold. What can you say? He buys a lot of gold. He is now a big believer that the Muslim world is, in a war against the Western civilization, and he's become a big cheerleader for the state of Israel and for Jews, because he puts up quotes on his bulletin board. I can't watch his show; it's just too much to take. But a couple of his shows, he shows that the quotes by the Muslim leaders are the same, like Ahmadinejad are the same as Hitler's quotes. Jews are filth, all that other stuff. Jews are crazy, by the way. I'm getting off on a tangent, but I love it. Why is it that 80-some% of Jewish folks vote liberal or Democrat when most Americans vote their pocketbook? That's their number one voting issue for most Americans. Well, we're supposed to be the cheap people. We vote for the people who tax us the most. There's some kind of disconnect there going on. Hard to figure. We'll come back to that. Let me talk to Bill. Bill, if somebody shows you this video, pal, $25,000 bet to you. See, I'm not a piker with some $1,000 bet or $10,000 bet you make with Stossel. You make fun of Stossel. And by some of the people you have on your show, you really got to get rid of. Bernie Goldberg is a human freaking sleeping pill. I mean, a nice little Jewish man, but I mean, I know his wife is at home. It's like, Bernie, you're going to be on the show again, like you say. He wrote one book. He ratted out the lamestream media, and it's the same rap every night. Get rid of him. He's boring. Miller, you can keep Miller. Miller is sharp. Miller's funny. He's got all those references that nobody understands. Hey, he made a reference about Eminem, who was at a award show, and Barat got lowered down onto Eminem's face with Barat's backside. And, Miller says that's Eminem without peanuts, and you didn't even get it. Have him explain it to you. By the way, Marshall Mathers grew up on 8 Mile Road, one mile from where I grew up. And I went to school with Robin Williams. And that's kind of the reason for this video. Robin, if you see this video, I'm not happy with you. You know, it's not fair that you made more money than I did. When, you know, what'd you do? You ran off with your nanny, you snorted a bunch of coke. You're a funny guy and you're talented. You're politically completely misinformed, by the way, even though you're brilliant. You know, you're one of the classic Hollywood types who spouts a lot of stuff and really doesn't know anything. And speaking of which, that reminds me of Dave Letterman. Bill, will you please, Bill O'Reilly, Mr. Papa Bear, stop going on Letterman's show? Why do you go on that show? He's a ditz. I mean, you go on there, and the first or second show, he says 90% or 60%, 80%, I don't remember. 90% of what you say is crap. And you say, well, do you watch my show? And he says, no. And you say, well, then how do you know it's crap? And he says, well, because I read it in the New York Times. I mean, he's not stupid because he's got a good comic mind, but he's politically ignorant. You go on there, and you go on The View with Whoopi, and I love Whoopi, by the way. Whoopi's the greatest. My second favorite black female on the planet. Oprah's the queen. You know, God bless you, Oprah. Thank you for all you did. I did get a chill when I said her name. What a wonderful person you are, Oprah. God bless you. Anyway, back to the ranch. Well, you go on these shows, and then you're. I don't know if you're still seeking the approval of your daddy, Bill, but then you have polls as to how you did. We don't really care how you did. Are you trying to please your daddy? How did you do? I mean, there was no competition. The only competition you've ever gotten is from Jon Stewart. I watch Jon every night. Jon, ooh, you're a naughty boy. Here's another Jewish guy. Gee whiz, what a shock. He's a liberal. I would have never guessed. And Jon, he's pretty slick. See, he's developed a respect for Mr. O. They have a mutual respect. They go on each other's shows. And Jon said that Papa Bear O'Reilly, because Jon is like, he has Fox madness. You know, like the media has Palin madness, and there was Bush madness. Hey, which reminds me, I forgot to mention Sean Penn, if you're out there. Don't hate presidents like you hated Bush. You can disrespect their policies. You can disagree. You can protest. That's all good. You can not like their policies. But you said that President Bush was not your president. Well, we live in a democracy. He was your president. I didn't vote for Barack Obama, but he's my president, and I wish him nothing but the best. I may not agree with his policies. Anyway, back to Bill Miller, and stop with these polls, Bill. I mean, it's just ridiculous. We don't care whether you did well or not. You had no competition. Absolutely no competition. I think I'm going to bring it to a close here, other than to say that my purpose in making this video was, number one, I was too chicken. I was so stoned at the University of Michigan that I didn't know what to do. I'm a Jewish guy, lawyer, doctor. I picked lawyer, and that's where I ended up, and ended up being an entertainer as a lawyer. Did okay. I'm retired for 4 weeks now. So I thought I'd do this. Prayed I could get on O'Reilly. O'Reilly, I'm the one who wrote you the 6-page letter and sent it to you 15 times because I can come on your show and prove in 30 seconds, $25,000, that there is no such thing on your show as a no spin zone. There is one no spin zone, but it's not on your show. And I can prove it. And I'm going to bet you $25,000 I can. Maybe we'll do a poll afterwards, but we'll have Dick Morris do it. That was my dog barking. She's just a puppy. Anyway, good night, America. God bless America. Bill, I see you. I'm going to be on that show. You can't handle me. I'm not going to sit there like Barney Frank with my fingers. You ain't going to cut off my mic. Ain't going to happen, Bill. All right, we're going to wrap it up. And God bless everyone. Everyone, stop being so mean to each other. Stop taking everything so seriously, and stop all the PC stuff. Make fun of everybody. Have a good time. I live in New Orleans. We always have a good time. Night all.